The story begins with everyday teenage life. A mother is getting ready for work while her daughter does makeup tutorials, discussing fresh, dewy looks and eye enhancement techniques. The narrative then shifts to typical teenage interactions, friends gossiping, talking about boys, and making plans. There's casual conversation about texting apologies, friendship dynamics, and the usual drama of adolescent relationships. At a donut shop, friends engage in typical teenage banter. One character, Amber, makes crude jokes about the frosted donuts, while others react with disgust. The conversation reveals the casual, sometimes inappropriate humor common among teenagers. The scene establishes the group dynamic and their comfort level with each other. The story moves to a domestic scene, where a teenager expresses boredom and frustration with being home. Her mother suggests getting a summer job or helping with her work, but the teenager declines. There's tension about summer reading assignments and the teenager's apparent lack of motivation. The mother has prepared dinner, but the teenager wants to go out, leaving her mother feeling abandoned and hurt. A significant shift occurs when the teenagers are at a restaurant. They're rating girls from their school on a scale of attractiveness, making crude and objectifying comments about their female classmates. The conversation becomes increasingly inappropriate as they discuss physical attributes and make derogatory remarks. This scene reveals the toxic masculinity and objectification present in their social circle.
The situation escalates when the group tries to leave the restaurant without paying their bell. A confrontation ensues with restaurant staff, resulting in a physical altercation where one of the girls, Leah, is grabbed roughly. The staff member is aggressive and inappropriate in his handling of the situation, leading to a chaotic scene where the teenagers scatter. This is where Tom first appears. He witnesses the altercation and intervenes, criticizing the restaurant employee for his rough treatment of Leah. Tom presents himself as a concerned stranger offering help. When Leah's friends abandon her, Tom offers assistance, initially respecting her boundaries when she refuses a ride from a stranger. However, he persists, suggesting he'll walk with her to ensure she gets home safely. Eventually, Leah accepts a ride from Tom. During the car ride, they have what seems like innocent conversation. Tom asks about music preferences and makes small talk. He reveals he's 34 years old when asked directly, while Leah states she's 17. This age gap is significant and concerning, though it's presented matter-of-factly in their interaction. Tom asks for Leah's phone number in case she needs a ride again, which she provides. Back in Leah's social circle, there's typical teenage drama about dating and crushes. Leah claims to like someone from another school, Vista, though her friend Amber is skeptical and tries to get more information. This creates tension as Amber investigates Leah's social media to verify her claims about this mysterious boy. The story reveals more about Leah's family situation. Her mother is dating Glenn, a dentist from Carlsbad, and Leah expresses discomfort with having him over. There's clear tension in the mother-daughter relationship, with Leah feeling displaced by her mother's romantic interests. The mother makes inappropriate comments about wanting privacy, which disgusts Leah.
Tom and Leah's relationship develops as they spend more time together. Tom asks philosophical questions about sunsets and life goals, positioning himself as more mature and understanding than her peers. He criticizes the pressure Leah feels from her mother about college and hobbies, suggesting there are different ways to live a good life. This conversation reveals Tom's manipulation tactics, presenting himself as understanding and different from other adults in Leah's life. When Leah mentions she likes to sing, Tom tries to get her to perform for him, which she refuses. He persists, showing early signs of not respecting her boundaries. Their conversations reveal Leah's family dysfunction. Her father lives in Arizona with a new family that doesn't include her, and her mother's dating patterns create instability at home. Tom shares his own family background, claiming understanding of Leah's situation with an absent father.
He suggests they go swimming, and their relationship becomes more physical and intimate. The progression shows Tom gradually building trust and emotional connection while isolating Leah from her support systems. The manipulation intensifies when Tom takes Leah to what he claims is his temporary living situation, essentially a trailer or temporary accommodation. He explains his lease was up and he's looking for a new place, making the situation seem temporary and reasonable. However, the setting is clearly inappropriate for entertaining a teenage girl.
Their physical relationship escalates during this visit. Tom provides alcohol to Leah, who admits she typically drinks whatever her friends are drinking, revealing her inexperience. The scene becomes increasingly uncomfortable as Tom talks about feeling connected to Leah and suggests they were brought together by fate. The XXX content in this section becomes explicit and disturbing. The power dynamic is evident as Tom directs Leah's actions and behavior. Leah's friend Emma encounters them together, creating tension. Emma's reaction suggests she recognizes something inappropriate about the situation. When Tom suggests Emma stay for a bonfire, there's an uncomfortable dynamic where he seems interested in Emma as well, though Leah becomes jealous and they leave quickly. The story reveals Tom's possessive and controlling behavior. He demands exclusivity from Leah, asking, "You're mine, right?" and making it clear he doesn't want her seeing other people. This possessiveness escalates when they're interrupted at his place by what appears to be another woman, leading to a violent confrontation where Tom physically removes someone from the premises. When Leah questions what's happening, Tom provides evasive answers, claiming it's about helping a friend with her boyfriend problems. The lies become more elaborate as he tries to maintain his facade while clearly being involved in something much more sinister. The community begins to notice the inappropriate relationship. A waitress at a restaurant recognizes Tom and warns Leah that she's seen him there with other girls. When Leah confronts Tom about this, he becomes aggressive with the waitress and forces an apology, showing his willingness to use intimidation and manipulation to control narratives. Tom's manipulation reaches new levels as he demands verbal affirmations of trust from Leah, making her say, "I trust you," repeatedly. This psychological manipulation is designed to reinforce his control and make her complicit in maintaining the relationship despite obvious red flags.
Leah's relationships at home and with friends continue deteriorating. She has a major confrontation with her mother, using cruel words and suggesting her mother has no business having kids. This reflects both typical teenage rebellion and the isolation tactics working on Leah. Her friend group discovers the relationship, leading to crude and inappropriate comments from the boys about age differences and XXX dynamics. One friend, Patrick, makes particularly disgusting comments comparing older and younger women XXX. This peer reaction further isolates Leah and makes her more dependent on Tom. The climax of the manipulation comes when Tom convinces Leah to go away with him, positioning it as a romantic getaway where they can be alone together. He gives her a bracelet engraved with "Chasing the Sunset," referencing their earlier conversation and creating a false sense of romantic connection. However, the true horror is revealed when Tom's real intentions become clear. In what he presents as wanting to take care of her, Tom arranges for Leah to meet another man for XXX services. He frames this as something they need to do for money and their relationship, completely exploiting and trafficking the girl he has groomed and manipulated. The psychological manipulation is complete, as Tom uses Leah's stated desire to be cared for and to be together against her, forcing her into XXX domain. When she resists, he uses emotional manipulation, reminding her of her previous statements about wanting to be together and trusting him.
The story concludes with Leah being left alone with a client, clearly terrified and trapped. The man appears to be a regular customer who understands this is Leah's first night, indicating this is an organized operation. The final scenes show Leah trying to escape, calling someone for help, and ultimately searching desperately for Tom, who has apparently disappeared. The ending reveals the complete cycle of grooming, trafficking, and abandonment. Leah, now completely isolated from her support systems and traumatized, still seeks out her abuser, demonstrating the psychological control he maintained even after exploiting her. The story ends with her pleading on the phone, saying she misses Tom, showing the tragic bonds that trafficking creates between victims and perpetrators.